Welcome to the hottest real estate topics on the planet, keeping you up to date with all the creative ways to buy and sell real estate without bank qualifying, so anyone can build real income starting today. Here is another great show with Dealmaker Bill and Pete the Rookie.
All right, here we are with another episode of Flipping Houses for Rookies.
Hey, Bill, what's up?
Episode number 167, Peter.
Oh, what's up?
It's been a long week, but here we are.
It's been a long 3 years.
Oh, stop, Peter.
What?
I want to let you know that today's podcast might be a bit of a rant.
Oh God, do I have to stay?
No, actually, you probably won't be missed if you left on today's podcast.
You won't even notice. Like lunch yesterday when I went and got some dessert. You looked up. How'd you get that? You were so busy. Didn't see me leave, come back.
I was on my phone.
I'll be back in about an hour, Bill.
Yeah. Ready?
Folks, you stay tuned. This is going to be funny.
Losers are wealthy with excuses.
Oh, yeah.
I read this to you a little bit yesterday because I sent an email about it yesterday, and I kind of read it to you, and then we talked about it last night in the meetup. Here we go. No excuses.
But
the podcast, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, just do that. If anybody makes excuses, stop. Stop. Nope. Few
people are attracted to whiners, complainers, excuse makers, or wimps. Hanging out with victims is not appealing to most reasonable people. Know this. An abundance of excuses guarantees a lack of money. Mm-hmm. Too often, I hear most people speak lack, poverty, inadequacy, doubt, fear, and the worst of them all, skepticism.
Oh, yeah. That sucks.
So many new and some not so new investors wonder way too much about the money. And you need to be careful about the vocabulary you use because every word or thought, spoken or written, if inner-directed, constitutes programming for your surroundings. How's that for a set of words?
I am programmed. Hey, Bill, I understood it, though.
And instructs the world around you what you want and are willing to accept and have. Then they rationalize how come things are the way they are. And that's what I hear is the rationalization, especially last night when we're at the meetup and we're talking to people live.
Yeah.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Complain.
If you want to hear inside of my head, I'm going to give you a perfect example of what, when somebody says that to me, I'm going to give a perfect example. Charlie Brown, when the teacher's talking, wah, 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 wah. That's what I hear. That's exactly what I hear when you're giving me excuses.
Yeah.
Often, so anyways, let's go back up here. So then they rationalize how come things are the way they are. Often subconscious and don't even know it. So they're being hit. It's like a hypnotism. Mm-hmm. They have something talking to them, and they don't even know that thing is talking to them, and they're reacting, and they don't even know it because it's subconscious.
Yep.
In this podcast, we plan to challenge you from this point forward to move away from the self-destruct stage and learn and teach you, we'll say that, to flourish and prosper with infinite real estate profits that are right under your nose and at your fingertips.
Amen. The end.
How's that?
Oh, man.
We're going to start this podcast off with a word, and we're going to end it with a word. The word is infinite or infinity. What does the word mean? I'm going to read the definition. Ready?
Yep.
Limitless or endless in space, extent, or size. Impossible to measure or calculate. Limitless or endless in space, extent, or size. Impossible to measure or calculate. Imagine this. Infinite profits from real estate. Infinite profits from real estate. Imagine it.
I'm doing it.
And it would be as simple as turning a switch on and it starts to flow. I hand that to you today. And there's no joke.
You're promising infinity, Bill.
Right? By now, you must know losing is a special type of real estate. It has an exact location. Remember last week we talked about the location of success was on the other side of fear?
Yeah.
Well, here I'm talking about losing has a special location. It's in a special spot. You want to know where it is?
Yeah, this side of fear.
No. It's actually between your ears.
Okay.
Why do I say this? Because Pete and I have made it so easy. Easy for them, Pete. It hasn't been easy for us. And I'm not looking for kudos for that. I'm not, and I know you aren't either. We're not looking for some like propitiation or something like that where people are like, oh, thank you so much.
Poor Bill.
Yeah, no, that's not it at all. What I'm saying is if you've ever tried to make something simple or easy, it's not so easy.
Well, you can't quite do that. You just have to keep moving forward with whatever you're doing. Just keep moving forward, and you look back and you find that you've just refined things, dropped the bad stuff, included the good stuff, to the point you've just made it a little simpler and simpler. And you never know when you're done.
Right.
And you never know where you're going. You just keep going, and you look back and you find, geez, here we are. It's
definition of success. Doing more right things than wrong.
Yeah.
And that's how we find simple things, is because after a while, all the rightnesses just keep showing up. Yeah. You do as many deals as I've done and you're starting to do. After a while, you realize, gee, all I need to do is this. Talk to a motivated seller. Make an offer to a motivated seller. That's all I got to do. That's the crux of real estate. If you want to make it more complicated than that, you're in the wrong place. So, you and I have made it easy, and here's what we can help others with. This is what we've done. We're gonna kind of like recap the last 3 of our lives. I'm going to recap it for us.
The last 3 of our what?
3 years of our lives with this podcast, 167 podcasts. Whew. And all the meetups we've done, all the workshops we've done, all the courses we've done, everything we've done. I'm going to recap it right now.
It's like a grand finale.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's not over. It's not over. So
we're not going fishing next week?
No.
Okay.
Number 1. Well, maybe that might be a good idea. I'm actually going to take Sunday off. I found out that my girls are going to be able to go with me, and we're going to go to a car show. Yeah.
Nice.
It's got Scooby-Doo's car, and it's got, Batman's car. It's got all these, like, really weird movie cars, and I can't wait to go. I'm excited. My grandson's going to love it. All right, let's get back to the show. Number 1, how to buy deals with little or no money. Do you know how easy that is?
Bill, I read it, like, I swear, 30, 40 years ago in a book, and I'm thinking, really? And, yeah, but I don't have money for the lawyer, stupid things like that.
Yep.
With the deal, making money right in front of my face, but I never got that far. I turned around at that point. I did it.
Yep.
So.
Second thing we've done for everybody. And by the way, I have not invented how to buy real estate with little or no money down. All I've done is I've put some nuances to it, and I've made it simple for people to understand. That's all I've done. It's just my version of it.
Nobody came up with that. People just do that amongst themselves.
Right.
It's like music. Who made up music? We just do it. It's just things that happen. But then somebody reads about it or writes about it, and you think it's a new thing or some different thing. It's what people do.
It's kind of like a mob name. In the mob, you don't name yourself. Everybody else names you. Hey, Lefty. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, Crooked Eye. Whatever the name is, you get named. That's kind of how we find these things. Is it doesn't get named, it just shows up.
Yeah. Your name showed up. My name showed up.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Bill, I did a no money down deal years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, a guitar.
There you go.
Guy walks in and said, what the hell is that? Well, my stupid friend. Really? You want it? Yeah, but I don't have money. Like, well, give me 6 months of lessons. You got it.
Nice.
No money down.
Nice.
Now we're moving up to cars and houses.
Number 2, how to find more deals than you know what to do with. Number 3, ways to deposit real estate checks within 30 days. These are the things that we've done for people. 4, tested and proven ways to sell fast so paychecks are quick. Number 5, a step-by-step process so you don't get confused or lost. Number 6, hand-holding so when you get stuck, you have help now when you need it. Right?
Yep.
Number 7, scientific proof that anyone can do it as long as they do the steps shown and have been used by so many other people before. So the steps, as long as they do the steps we show them that everybody else has done, because some of this stuff isn't just because of my own success. Some of this stuff is because like right now we're beta testing our workbook. We actually have students going through the workbook and using it so we can make sure that it works. Because it worked for us, we want to make sure it works for others because others are different than us.
Yeah.
So a lot of our courses are the materials we have been beta tested to make sure others can do it. It's not just something we slap together.
No, we're not making this up. Everything we talk about, we've done and we did, we're doing, gonna do.
It's actually the clarification of an application. You know, it's like we're clarifying and we're observing the application.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay,
number 8, being part of a group that does real estate every week, so there are lots of support and extra help. Okay? And this is not, I'm not even talking about coaching right now. I'm just talking about in general.
Guy last night been reading books, and he shows up at our meetup we had. He says, "This is great. You know, people that think the same and they're all on the same page, like it's real. Yeah, there's houses in the world. People buy them, but just being in a room with other people, you can see the light.
I left last night. I drove away last night. I think 10:30, 20 minutes to 11, something like that. Smoking my cigar, and I drove around because it's a one-way street, so I drove around the front, and there's like a handful of people outside of where I just locked the door. All the lights are off, and there's a handful of people out there just standing around
still talking
to one another. From the meeting. Because they're all excited.
They were there, beep beep, when I left.
So that's, say what you want. I didn't invent that. That just happened naturally. Okay, and that happens wherever we go. Right. Okay, lastly, number 9, not needing a long-drawn, expensive Yale education. And just in case anybody's curious, I live like 20 minutes from Yale.
Sure.
So that's why I always use Yale, because it's not just, Yale is known for a long education anyways, but I drive through Yale like multiple times a week.
Sure, there it is. There they are.
So what could be possibly holding each person back? You locked the $500 for my How to Buy Real Estate Without a Loan course? Is that it?
Well, gee, I don't know. People borrow tens of thousands of dollars to go to college to do I don't know what.
At this point, I have a payment program on the $500 over months. I make it so simple to get in because I just want people in. It's not about the $500. Don't get me wrong. I think $500 is a lot of money. But I'm going to tell every listener right now, you and I are going to still eat steak whether they buy that course or not. We make our money with real estate. And we have deals. And we want more deals. And we're going to keep doing deals. And that's where we make our money. And we have other businesses. It's not just your $500. You get more benefit out of the $500 than we do. It's true. Number 2, your mind is telling you if you do this, you may end up at poverty. These are things I've heard. Right?
Well,
you're worried about poverty.
Yeah, well, you're already there, most of us, when we start this. And that's why we're starting this. You can't get much worse. Come on, get going.
You have doubt. Number 3, you have doubt. You can perform like all the testimonials of those before you who have done it. You're doubting it. You're saying, well, he can do it, but I don't think I can.
Yeah. I don't think people really doubt real estate because it's everywhere you look, and people are doing this. We talk to people on the phone that they don't, no offense to any of them, but they just sound like regular people They can barely speak English, some of them.
Right.
Which is fine because there's real estate everywhere, but they're not great at this language, and they're still managing. They buy properties. Exactly. You don't have to be. You just do it.
Number 4, you fear you'll get started and not know something, or it's not safe enough for you to stay in action. You freeze. I mean, these are the things that I think are holding people back. I mean, these are legitimate reasons why people wouldn't spend $500 to do the step-by-step course that we're talking about. Yeah. Right?
But it's counterintuitive, or it's like oxymoronic or something. Like, okay, I'm afraid I won't know what to do. Okay, if you buy the course, you know what to do. Right. There's support tickets, there's other people. And you don't have to know everything. There's no way you could know everything. My son works for a big insurance company. He got offered a big job upstairs, and he says to the vice president of a big insurance company, Mr. I'm not too sure what I'm doing right now at my job. And the big boss goes, son, we don't know what the hell we're doing upstairs. Huh. I'm serious. We don't know half the time what we're doing. Yep. Just do something. Right. I'm serious. This was last year. Yep. Big executive in an insurance company.
There you go.
So, okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Number 5. Mm-hmm. I think I know what it is.
What?
You're a skeptical person and think I'm going to take your money and underperform by not giving you everything you need to get the results.
Why? Just because other people do that?
Exactly.
Maybe they did it. No, exactly. we hear stories.
I can't tell you that in my coaching group, there are 30 to 35% of my coaching group right now came from other programs that spent $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 with other people, and they come to me to get it done. Yeah. Now, if you want to be in my coaching group to be educated, you may not be in the right group, because my job is application. My job is to take whatever education you have and get it to work. That's my job. Mm-hmm. As a mentor, I don't even think I'm a coach. I just believe I'm a mentor. I've been there. I've done it. And I'm going to say, hey, when you go up to the stop sign and take a right, there's a pothole there. Make sure you swerve. Mm-hmm. And that's my job. Mm-hmm. So the message is clear at this point. We've really... That's why I'm doing this today. I want to make sure it's crystal clear. We're at 167 podcasts, 960,000 downloads of this podcast. We have not sold that many courses. We have not even come close to that. I'm not even sure we've sold 10% of that. Mm-hmm. So are we wasting everybody's time? Do they not believe us? Is it not clear what they can get here? Why are they not taking action? Because this could really, really, really change your life.
Bill, how much did you make on your first deal?
$68,000. So the question I have is, on this podcast, if you're listening right now, how come you're not doing real estate investing? You need to do some soul searching here. You need to look at this. And you need to realize that losers, and when I mean a loser, especially in real estate. A loser in real estate is someone not getting checks. That's a loser in real estate to me. That's a definition of a loser in real estate. And it's because of your real estate ignorance. That's all it is.
That just means not knowing. It doesn't mean stupid. It just means not knowing.
Just haven't been taught the right way. Either you've been taught the right way and you didn't duplicate it correctly, or understand it, or observe it properly, which is very possible. Okay, or there's something else going on.
Do you have an answer when people say, I'm doing research? Because I hear that a lot. I'm doing research.
It's called analysis of paralysis. I'm sorry, paralysis of analysis.
Yeah. Just analyzing.
It's fear. Yeah. They're afraid to walk. I heard a guy yesterday in my meetup talk about how you need to crawl, walk, and run. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. People they're crawling and don't want to walk, or they're walking and they don't want to run. So my question is this. How come you're not doing real estate investing? Why do you keep listening to the podcast and keep reading stuff and go to meetings? Why do you do that? Who are you fooling? Who are you trying to convince that you're going to do this? One of the things we talk about when you're talking to a seller is how you build trust. The way you build trust instantly with someone is your words match your actions. Okay? One thing we've never talked about is that with yourself. The words you tell yourself, are they matching your actions? Are you bullshitting yourself? Are you telling yourself things and then the actions don't match? If you're doing that with yourself, then what are you doing with everybody around you?
Yeah, don't you hate people who do that? I mean, I'm talking to the listener.
Yeah.
Don't you hate when somebody says, "Oh, I'll do such and such and meet you too," and they're not there? I'll let's go to dinner or something. I'll come and help you mow the lawn, and they don't come.
Right.
That is just so annoying.
Yep.
So don't do it to yourself.
Or they're super late because some other part of their universe or their environment or their surrounding controlled them more than they can control it to be on time.
Oh yeah, my cousin came over. I wasn't expecting him. Told him to go away. You're going somewhere.
Right. You have an appointment.
Yeah, I have an appointment. I can't. Say no. Control your life.
I only say this, Pete. I only say this because we have, like I said, almost 1 million downloads. And we haven't sold that many courses. And it's not even about how many courses I sell. I mean, even if I gave them away for free, which I can't do because, free service, free fall. That's what I've learned, right? So if they get a free service, then
they don't bother.
They don't bother.
No.
I mean, if they're not really, the real problem with our course, and we've talked about this before, is it should be $2,000. And if somebody pays $2,000 for it, they'll have enough pain with losing the $2,000 that they'll actually do
and
it.
a wife like, how much you spend? You better make some money.
Right.
Bill, the first thing I went to was $300, which I had to borrow my credit card because it was summer. I wasn't working much in the summer as a teacher. The next course was $17,000.
Right.
I called you before they threw that number in the sky because I knew something was coming. $17,000. That was just the first one. It wasn't the whole program.
Right.
It wasn't soup to nuts. It's like, but then you'll need this. That's what we hear. Like, I bought this, then I needed that. I bought that, and they said, well, you need this then. That's so annoying.
This $500 course is not that way. You have everything you need in it. You need nothing else. You could never, ever speak to me. You don't need coaching. You don't need more documents. You don't need, everything is in this course to make money. You could spend $500, and I break it up so you can even do payments on yourself. If you spend $500 on yourself in a few hours with something that could turn your life around forever. If you've been beat by other people before with courses, or if you've had bad experiences with other people's courses, you need to push that aside and go look at this, because I've got way too many successful people from it. And I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. I'm going to explain that in detail. Maybe it's this piece. Maybe they view wealth wrongly. Maybe they view wealth as a zero-sum game. Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Simply meaning you're trying to multiply zero by something to get a higher number.
I've heard that. That means zero-sum game? You're multiplying things by zero to get nowhere?
Yeah. Let's face it.
Wow.
If you don't get educated by doing things and observing them, right, how they turn out, because that's what education is you actually get some theory, you actually apply it, and you see if it works, and see how they turn out, right? Or that's an education. Now that could take a long time, because if you have to go observe everything yourself, would take forever.
No.
Right?
No.
Or you can shortcut it by watching somebody else like me or you watching our observation. And shortcut it, because now you don't have to go, you could just observe what we're showing you, and you can learn it that way. But at the end of the day, education is an observation. You have to actually look at the thing. If you're going to learn about tractors, you need to go look at a tractor.
Mm-hmm.
You need to observe a tractor. If you're going to do real estate investing, you need to look at deals. You need to see how they work. Right?
That's right.
So, you're trying to multiply a zero education, right? Or you think you have an education, but the definition of an education is a result. I mean, definition of it. If I'm going to send my son to auto mechanic school, his test should be: here's a broken car, fix it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So if you've had other education from real estate and you haven't bought a house, is it really education?
Nah.
Because you didn't apply it.
Nah, it's too many things to do. You don't get anywhere.
Right? You didn't apply it. So it's not really an education. You know, you might have reviewed the information, but an education means you actually apply it and do something.
Mm-hmm.
If the teacher teaches you a math problem, you should be able to get the answer to the problem. Right? If your English teacher teaches you how to use grammar, you should be able to have a proper sentence.
Yep.
If the Spanish teacher teaches you how to speak Spanish, you should be able to have a conversation with the Spanish teacher.
Hola.
Right?
Sure.
Or with a person speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Right?
But how many times do you see, I took Spanish for 3 years and they can't talk to anybody?
Right.
Like, well, don't
That's
bother.
not an education.
Then don't bother.
That was an observation. That was something else.
Nope.
Right? So if you have the zero education and you're trying to multiply that by some other number that's higher, right? You're not going to replace your income that way.
Because 0 times anything. Yeah.
Is 0.
Yeah. So, yeah, just not applying it and not getting anything done, you're still at 0.
Right.
So you can have all the education, all the little steps, all the books on shelves, which I've seen people have and I have, but we actually use enough of it to get something done.
Exactly. All right. Let's go back to infinity. Okay. I already gave you the definition of infinity twice. Now let's put this into practical use.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me explain by using some of the 9 points that we just talked about. Okay. Which I've already given you. So, number 1. How to buy deals with little or no money down. Where can you go and write up about 5 pages of documents and control all the income and outgo of money? No attorneys, no banks, no legal fees, just 5 documents. Thereabout, maybe 6, maybe 4, depending on which deal you're doing.
Yep.
And control all the income going in and out of the property. When you do a slot deal, an option deal, a lease option deal, or a rent-to-own, you need to consummate the deal. Consummate means make it real, like make it legitimate, like it's official.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to consummate the deal with money. Right? So any one of these, a slot deal, option deal, lease option deal, rent to own, you need to consummate the deal. So in other words, you write up your 5 documents and you need to make it legal with money. That could be $1. That could be $10, or it could be $100, or it could be whatever you want it to be. But literally, you could do it for $1. As long as you give the person $1, then you're good. You consummate the deal.
Yeah, people sell houses for $1. We've heard that. You know, quick claim deed, whatever. It's within family members, sometimes $1. It's legal because there's some money.
We just had a guy we just had a deal. A guy was trying to sell me a burned house for $1. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars from the insurance company. He just wanted to get rid of the house. He said, "I'll give it to you for $1." Right? Here's the point. If you did a lease option deal, okay, and you gave $100 to the seller to consummate the deal, and you made $300 a month profit. So in other words, you rent from the seller for $1,500 and you rent to the buyer for $1,800. And there's $300 a month clean. That's infinite returns. You gave your seller $100 to make $3,600 a year, times as many years as you can convince the seller to give you, or as many years as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the intro of the show, what conversation are you telling yourself in your own head? I would never do that. I would never do a 10-year lease. Why would I do that? That's the conversation you're having in your own head. It's the wrong conversation because you don't have deals.
Mm-hmm.
That's infinite returns. Infinite returns. Infinite returns. I bought a house. I don't even know why this popped in my head. I bought a house one time for. I did an option agreement. I don't do a lot of them because the market doesn't allow that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or, the market is just not conducive for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the market was a little rough, so I bought a house one time. I gave the guy literally $10, like for real, $10 when I first started, and I signed an option agreement. Told him the house couldn't sell. He had all the excuses why the house wouldn't sell. Was the conversation he was having in his own head.
Yep.
30 days later, I had the house sold. About 30 days after that, I'm saying it was between 45 and 60 days. Everything was done. I made $18,000. So I put up $10 and I made $18,000. Infinite returns. Do that math.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do that math. I don't even know if you could, like the definition says, I don't even know if you could calculate that. $10, what's the return if you make $18,000 on a $10 investment?
It's
it's a lot.
1,800% or 1,800% or something. Some ridiculous. Yeah,
that's a big number.
Yeah.
And you can do this. You can learn this. You don't need to be a stockbroker. You don't need to have a lot of experience. It's in the course. It's like a weekend. And you could do this. This is not hard. It's in your head. The excuses are in your head. And here's the reason why people like real estate. This is why people are so attracted to real estate, and they don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
You work once, and you get paid multiple times. You get paid hundreds of dollars. Now, in this particular case, I'm telling you, you're going to work once, so you only pay the $100 for the deal. Plus, you got to pay the $500 for me to show you how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $600 you're going to have invested.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, but most people will spend more than that to go on vacation for a few memories.
Of course.
They'll spend that on a weekend. Course. Some people I know spend that for a meal.
Yeah. A night.
Okay. So you're going to spend $600 to learn how to make deals that give you $200, $300, $400 a month positive cash flow. You get 10 of those deals and you stop working.
Mm. How
long does that take you? As much time as you put into it. If you're going to do the zero sum game, then it's going to take you forever because you have no education on how to do this. It's not a hard education, right? So let me catch up to my notes here. So in the How to Buy Real Estate Without a Loan course, I show you step by step how to find FSBOs for sale by owners. And last I knew, there are lots of people putting new houses on the market every day. So it's an infinite, there's a word again, infinite market. Right? Wouldn't it make sense that you get into a business where everybody needs a house to live, and you're in the house business to supply them with that? Sounds like a good business to get into to me.
It baffles me when somebody thinks anything weird about it. I take them outside, so look up the street,
right.
Look down the street, look to the left. What do you see? Houses. What do you see? People walking in and out. I mean, it's not like it's such an oxymoron. People know that it makes money, then they worry about it.
Yep.
You know, you ever wonder if part of the problem is that they don't see these things happen because it's not like the realtor industry where it's on television or it's on shows. What we talk about is done all the time,
Right.
But it's like by individuals who are not banded and don't have TV shows.
Look up the word creative real estate investor on the internet, and it tells you that it's a secondary system.
Oh, really?
It tells you that it's a non-conventional system. I got news for you, and I said this last night at the meetup. In 1918, the word realtor was invented. In 1949, it was trademarked. From 1918 to 1949, it was considered a charlatan business, meaning it was a charlatan is someone that makes you believe they know something when they really don't know it. They were frauds. They were scammers.
Crooks.
They took your money. So much so that in 1949, October 1949, somebody had to write a code of ethics and form the National Realtor Association to put these guys in check. They had to start monitoring them so they could stop stealing from people.
Like deposits and things?
Yeah. Or deals that they didn't do. And there was so much skullduggery and dishonesty that they had to actually legalize it, and they made a thing called the National Association of Realtors. And it's all about the deposit. And it's all about how they can't scam you. When you go to realtor school, which I've done, they don't teach you how to sell. They don't teach you how to find markets, how to find buyers. They don't teach. I take your house. I take your house as in a contract. I'm going to sell it. They don't teach me marketing on how to find the best buyer for you. They don't teach me any of that. If you've got an objection or a rebuttal on the house when I'm selling it to you, I'm not taught how to handle that. I'm not taught how the whole process of the sale goes. I'm taught that I take a purchase and sales contract. Here's how you fill out the purchase and sales contract. Here's what you do to deposit, and that's it. Most people think that realtors are consultants. No, a realtor is the salesperson that's going to go find you a buyer, and they're not even taught how to do that. So, what happened? The big question: what happened before September of 1949 when they formed this association? How did we buy and sell real estate before 1949?
What was conventional then?
Right. And it's what we do now. So how dare they tell us that we're a non-conventional way of buying real estate? No, we're the original way.
Yes. It's a huge trend right now. Everybody can see Uber, Facebook, just things amongst ourselves, peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
So all this was simply peer-to-peer.
Right.
However people want it, there's so many different ways to do these creative structures, deal structures. It's because people made things up. Like, well, how do you want to do this? How about if we do this? Okay, I'll do that.
Right.
And it's just the different things that could be done.
Right.
No one made it up. It's just people kind of sorted it out amongst themselves.
In my course, I show you how to find FSBOs, how to find sellers, how to find buyers, what to say to them, how to do your research, how to do your due diligence, what offers to make, and step by step. So you can learn it literally in a weekend.
Yeah, and people have to get that point that you're right. You can't do this because it's too much, but you can do the first step,
right.
the first section of the business, the first part of it, and just get good at that part. Learn that part.
The way you eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
That's right.
So the saying goes.
Yeah.
I would never want to eat an elephant.
No.
Yeah.
Looks tough.
Number 3, you doubt you can perform like all the testimonials we give you. Honestly, if you can follow a recipe like baking a cake and end up with a cake, you can do this with my course. Honestly.
So that's the test, huh? So everybody go bake a cake today. When you're done, call Emma.
Send me a picture.
Send me
a picture.
And sign up for your first step.
Really, it's $500.
Yeah, Bill, that's why I'm successful.
Not to belittle $500, but it's better than getting a student loan for $40,000 or $75,000 or $100,000 and 4 years of your life. I'm not asking you for that. I know people, I'm going to leave it nameless, that have loans that cost them $1,000, $1,200 a month.
Oh, hell yeah.
My sister-in-law is 40-something years old, still paying for her student loans.
Ooh. Well, my son's
She's almost 50.
My son's turning 39, and he's almost done.
Okay? And here's the thing. I don't think that they've made that money from that education. I don't believe that. I'm telling you, you spent $500 with me? I could make you $5 million.
Wait a minute, this isn't liberal arts education?
No.
It's not English?
No, not at all.
It's not foreign studies?
Not at all. Anyways. I know this. You would think, like I said before, nothing of spending $500 for a vacation and end up with some good memories and some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This could change your life. For real.
Well, a lot of people do this. If you ask why you're doing this, so I can take more vacations. Ha!
Exactly.
So take some take your vacation money if you have to. You think I haven't, like, I've gotten to the point, like, honey, just stop putting the money away for vacation. We're going to do this instead and have more money for more vacations.
I have a guy that we're talking to right now that's a friend of ours that we're talking about, bringing him onto the team.
Yeah.
And I was with him the other day, and I'm smoking my cigar, and we're driving through Yale, believe it or not. We're downtown. We're talking. And I'm just talking. We're just talking. He's a young guy. He's like 20, 21 years old. He's a great kid. And I don't know how we got on the subject, but he was like asking me about how I got started. I told him I owned an auto repair shop. I had a toolbox. I was an auto mechanic. I had a toolbox that I had invested $43,000.
Seriously?
Yeah.
In tools?
Yeah. It was over the course of years, probably 10 years.
Yeah.
It was as tall as I was.
It's not like a toolbox. It's a tool chest or
auto
something,
mechanic,
right?
It has, had all kinds of tools in it.
Wheels?
I had 43,000. I had receipts. Yeah, it was big. It was 6 feet tall and it was 6 feet wide.
Wow.
It was a shit ton of tools.
Yeah.
I sold that toolbox to a dude for $7,000 in cash. I gave Ron LeGrand $5,000 an hour later to go to a seminar, and I took the $2,000, folded it in my pocket, and used it for expense money. And that's how I started in real estate. That's how I started. I've got 50 or 60 grand in my education. Last I counted, it's probably more than that. Actually,
no, we just went up.
We just went up.
We just went bang, bang. No,
Yeah.
add that in there.
Yeah.
You're at 75. You're getting close to 80.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
right. And more coming.
And I'm telling you that you can get the footnotes from all of that for $500. It's not enough money.
Yeah.
You don't get the value of the $500. You don't get the value.
Why do you sell so cheap?
Because I have what I call the Ford theory, Henry Ford theory. Henry Ford felt like everybody thinks he invented the car. He didn't invent the car. He invented the V8 engine, but not the car. What Henry Ford was known for was the assembly line.
Right.
And he was known for the 40-hour work week. And he was known for that. And the reason why is because he felt like every American should own an affordable car. That's what he felt. I feel like every American should have the ability to have a supplement income of real estate and it be affordable. I mean, I built the course. It's online. All right. I spent hours and weeks. Emma and I spent a lot of time and a lot of money putting that course there. But you know what? We've got our money back. So it's parked on a server somewhere. How much does it really cost me to sell it?
Yep.
So why am I going to sell it for $2,000 or $3,000? Why not have every American just have it? Not to mention what that between this podcast and that course has done for our lives, the amount of people we've met and the connections we made and the deals that we have done as a side note is way more worth than the $500.
Yeah.
You become part of our community. You become part of our group. And that's worth a lot more than $500. That's the people that are participating.
Yeah.
It's like a family.
You know, we're meeting new people and some new endeavors are on, and it's a bigger endeavor, and the people are even bigger, nicer. It's amazing how generous they are. They're not like greedy.
Right.
They're not rich, cranky people. They give money away. They're really good people.
Yep.
And this is like the group of the cans, not the can'ts.
Right.
I love these people.
It's like an airplane. So many airplanes spend a lot of energy and money and everything on the runway to get up in the air. But once they're 30,000 feet up in the air and you're flying, it's a whole different world. And that's what it's like when you start making money and you don't have to worry about making money anymore. It's a whole different world. All right, here's the magic. I give you thousands, right? Oh, on number 4. I skipped it. Number 4. So you feel like once you get started, you won't know something. So here's the magic. I give you thousands of dollars in documents for $500. I've got one document in there that cost me $3,500. I got another document in there that cost me $6,000.
I mean, for legal fees to formulate it and to make sure it's good,
another one
correct.
cost me $6,000, and it's in that course.
Yeah.
Okay. Plus, I have step-by-step videos that show you how to fill out the forms. It's like the form is up front. And below the video is the download link. You download the form, you print it, you watch the video, and you go through the steps of how to fill out these docs, and you're done. Once you understand the documents, your fear melts away like butter on a 100-degree sidewalk. Honest to God. It's truly amazing. I've had some of the most skeptical people in the world. I get them to take the course, and they read the docs, and they're like, oh, my God, I wish I did this before.
Yeah, that alone, people ask all the time at meetings, can we get your documents? Can we get your documents?
Yeah.
And well, it has to be part of the whole package, basically. It's not just documents floating around, but they're extremely valuable.
Well, let's put it this way.
You can't do the deal without them.
Most people don't know this because it's not on our website, and it won't be for several more weeks, but Emma and I have built a new product with all my docs in it. The launch of it is going to be $2,000 for the documents. Its regular price is going to be $3,000. I'm telling you, this $500 course has probably half of those documents in it. Because I want people to learn. I don't want to sell documents. I want people to know how to use them.
Yeah.
I want people to know how to find a seller, how to talk to them, and use them and make money. The documents are not going to make you money unless you understand them. If you can't watch my course and duplicate the course, how the hell are you going to duplicate legal documents and go use them? Right?
But how hard is it?
It's not hard.
No. Did we have a Yale education?
No, we don't.
We don't. I didn't think so. I would have remembered that. Yeah, so we manage.
Yeah. I barely graduated from high school. A D student, and I dropped out 6 months before and had to be convinced for a week to go back in.
Oh, really?
And I made a deal with the principal. And I don't remember her name. I remember her face, but I don't remember her name. And God bless her because she convinced me to come back to school and actually made a deal with me. We made a deal.
Tell me about that later. It sounds interesting, Bill.
It is. All right, so number 5. There's the skeptical people. So I want to address those. I don't have much to say about this. But here's what I do have to say. Ready? People accuse those of what they themselves are doing. People accuse those of what they themselves are doing. So if you're accusing me of stealing from you, I suggest you go look and find out where you stole from someone else. You're accusing me of being fat, you should probably take a look at when you were fat. If you're accusing me of doing something, you should take a look at when you have done it. It's called criticism. That's where criticism comes from.
That's right. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. It's a blues song. She speaks too loudly in accusation, methinks, says Shakespeare, poorly paraphrased.
Yes.
He cast the first stone and all that. It's around, but people don't catch it, you know?
Number 6.
Don't worry about that. Just
you
learn.
Get into how to buy a real estate without a loan course, watch the first few videos. Then go do it. You'll make an appointment. Then watch a few more videos before the appointment, and you'll know how to be ready. Then, when it's time, watch the videos on how to make an offer. And then, when it's time, watch the videos on how to do the paperwork. So it's set up as if I was personally holding your hand through the whole deal. Because I am. I know this because I made the training for my acquisition manager at the time. In fact, we were buying her sister's house. And that's the course.
Yep.
We're buying her house. I used it as an example in the course to teach her how to do it. Step by step. So you spend 30 minutes a day, because the course is not made to like watch it the whole weekend and then go do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. I've had people do that.
Oh, yeah. Worked out pretty good for somebody we know.
Yeah. And can you find out for me what podcast we interviewed Randy with, please? Get the number. I forgot to do that before we got on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So you can spend 30 minutes a day, right, doing this, and end up with a deal in 30 days. Thank you, sweetheart. 30 days you could have cash just by watching a video a day. The videos are 30 minutes. Just watch one a day. There's 36 videos there. And I'm going to tell you, you don't need to. If you do that, you're wasting your time. You're doing it the wrong way. The thing to do is to watch the first 3 or 4 videos, figure out how to go do those things. Go do them. Apply them.
Mm-hmm.
If you find you've watched the videos and you can't apply them, like if you watch the videos and 4 or 5 days later you haven't done it, you should send me a support ticket and say, hey, I watched these videos and there's going to be some misunderstanding in there and I need to clear it up with you.
Mm-hmm.
So send me a support ticket. I answer them every day.
Yep.
Who's going to do that for you for $500?
Yeah.
Now watch this. Number 7. Once you buy lifetime access, okay, because that's what you get, lifetime access for this amazing course that we're talking about, you'll have access to my personal email support, which I just told you about, right? I answer all the questions about the deal structuring. The reason why I say that is because sometimes people have trouble with login stuff, and Emma helps with that technical stuff. But all the deal structuring paperwork, that's all handled by me. It's not handled by some assistant. I don't have some support group that I'm paying. I don't have somebody from India handling my support tickets. No, I do it all myself.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I want people to buy real estate. I want them to control real estate. I want their success stories. Your success story is more valuable to me than your $500. I don't want to make light of the 500. I don't want to keep doing that. But honestly, the success story is more valuable to me. Because now I know I helped somebody else. In my eyes, that's one more person that's going to be at my funeral telling their stories.
Yeah, Bill helped me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Number 8, of course, using a live deal, I did, makes it so I can't fake it. Because we did it on a live deal. No Hollywood tricks here.
Mm-hmm.
They're real sellers. It's a real house. They're real contracts. And it's a real $10,000 check that I got in 30 days.
Yep.
No faking it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, lastly, if you go to podcast number 121M.
Yeah. Yeah. She said 121.
121. Yeah. Podcast number 121. I interviewed a housewife that did the course in a weekend, and she made over $250,000 in her first 10 months. Now that's an extreme.
Yeah, but then that's profits, not gross. That's profits.
In her pocket.
It was like 3 or 4 deals?
Yeah. However, she's the extreme. There are so many people that are making $3,000, $10,000, $20,000 in their first deal. So the information has an infinity of return with it too, if you just apply it.
Yeah.
And the only reason you haven't done it is because of whatever's in your head. It's not because it doesn't work, because it does work. It's worked for a lot of people. The difference is, are you going to actually get it, understand it, and make it work? Right? The crawl, walk, run.
Yep.
Get it, understand it, and apply it correctly. Right? Now, in final, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I said, what more can you ask for it?
Yeah.
And you don't have to do the entire thing because you can't. I take courses. I don't look at the last page because I go, what the hell? Because you have to build up to that.
Right.
It's like a marathon. You can't do that. You can only run 1 mile, then you run 2 miles. But if you just worked on one part of it and just keep poking around with that, get some help, and just get good at that part. Some people suggest having different jobs. Oh, go be a salesman. Oh, I hate sales. I don't like talking to people. Good, go do that then. But I don't like it. Shut up and go do it. Why? Because you need to be able to talk to people. Maybe you have to sell something. You should be able to.
You saw your wife on having steak on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Or going to the movies.
Yeah. But do that for like 6 months and then go do a job. I sold frozen meat on the phone. That sucked. But I did it because I had a family. I had to do something for a few hours to fill in my schedule. But, you have different jobs. You get different skills at different things. And at some point, it adds up where you can kind of function in this type of thing. Talk to people, make offers, do some math. Do the few things that combine to make this a profitable business and make you a person that can pull it off.
So you know more than anybody. You and Emma know more than anybody. I have coaching clients.
Mm-hmm.
You know because we're in the car. And I call them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're on speakerphone. You're listening to the conversation.
Yeah.
Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's how I use my phone.
Yeah.
So you're completely aware that I really do have coaching clients. This is not some made-up thing.
Yeah. I'll tell you names. I saw them last night.
Yeah. Okay. They pay me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars, all of them, per month,
mm-hmm.
to have me coach them.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while to come to terms with that in my own head. Because here's how I coach. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You know this. Peter, just do your next step.
That's right.
That's how I coach.
Yeah.
So wherever we are in the deal, it's like, don't worry about that right now. It's not the next step. Let's deal with the next step. Now, what makes my coaching valuable is I know what the next step is because I've already done what you're about to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the coaching is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This $500 course shows you the next step as if I was coaching you.
Mm.
Now, isn't going to teach you everything that I know? No. But it's going to get you some dough so that hopefully you'll get onto the coaching program. Or you'll do enough of those deals that you'll supplement your income with $20,000 or $30,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Or do one deal and make $3,000 and have a big fat Christmas for your family. Or do $3,000 and put a deposit down on a car. Mm-hmm. Or do $3,000 and go on vacation that you haven't gone on for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or do $3,000 and pay back your mother that you owe her $20,000 and now you give her $3,000.
Or take the $3,000 and go make $6,000.
Or take the $3,000 and spend $500 and get the damn course.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Go buy coaching. I don't know. There's so many things. Go buy yourself a new shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Buy yourself a $25 cigar.
Well, what you should do is buy something that would help you do it again and better. Buy a book that helps you talk to people better.
Right.
Buy a book that helps you negotiate better. Buy an online course. Buy one of bills. Buy something that will help you do it better, and then make more money. Then use some of it, and then use some of that to buy more. It's like going to school, first grade, second grade. You keep investing in yourself that way.
Correct.
Go take a communication course. You can talk to people better,
yep.
or listen better.
Yep. I don't normally push products on the podcast, and we've spent an hour doing that. But I want you to I want you to see it through my glasses, and then we will end off.
Mm-hmm.
I actually totally 1,000% believe that I'm not selling you a product right now. I get asked all the time, how do you do this? I get support tickets. I get get phone calls. I get texting. I get. You see it because you're with me every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, this whole thing started maybe 3 years ago when you were doing meetups, and people were sitting there, and one guy was in tears. Could you show us how? Because, in an hour a talk, it's not enough.
Right.
So between them and me, we convince you to have a full day workshop.
Yep.
To here's exactly what you do, because this is a response to people asking us.
Right.
And we know that it works. So we figure, maybe other people want to try, because a lot of people are poking around and looking for stuff.
Right.
We had people last night coming from way out of town, other states. Yep. They're trying to learn this business because they know it's real. They see it all over the place. It's on TV, but they don't know where to go, which one to do, which one works, which one is just asking too much money. I don't know what they're looking for, but they come in, they go yeah, you guys are kind of real, aren't you? Yeah, we kind of do this. We have to go tomorrow to do this, and then Saturday we got to go do that, and then we're closing this house then, and we're buying a multi-unit over there. We're actually doing this. We're just sharing it.
I'm at a house the other day, last week, and I'm going through the house, and it took me a week to get into this house because the guy was just busy. He works for the steel mill, blah, 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 right? I get in the house. I spend an hour with the guy. We go through the whole thing. We're outside in the driveway. I'm getting in my car, and some 20-year-old kid comes running across the street. Hey, excuse me. Hey, guys, how are you? How are you? What's going on? And he talks to the guy, and he says, are you the owner? And he goes, yeah. He says, he looks at me. He says, who are you, the realtor? I'm like, no, I'm an investor. I'm here to, look at the house. Oh, and completely ignored me. Says to the guy, he says, I'm getting into flipping houses, he goes, and I'm on my way to Wallingford to go look at a house, he says, and I saw you guys over here, he says, but I figured, why not buy a house right across the street from me, and I could renovate that house instead of buying one in Wallingford. The guy says, you interested in looking? He goes, yeah. And he turned around and they walked away. The guy didn't even say goodbye to me. I got my car and left.
Bill, you were ousted by a rookie.
My point is this: he didn't buy the house.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I've talked to the guy.
Yeah,
and we're in the contending. We're in the.
You back in?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's good. She's asking too much money. The house was inherited from her mother. House has been sitting there for 2 years. They haven't even taken her shoes out from the closet yet. Her clothes are still hanging in the bathroom as if they were drying from the laundry.
Yuck.
For 2 years.
Yuck.
Okay.
That's just creepy. Sorry.
Yeah. So she's got some, psychological issues she's got to work her way through. So, but he's had many conversations with me. He had one with the guy across the street.
Yeah.
And he didn't buy the house.
Mm-mm.
So it's a fad now. I get it. But I've been around 16 years. I've done hundreds of deals. This course was designed for my acquisition manager so I don't have to do it. It's my hat write-up on how to buy houses with no money down. And normally I don't push products on the podcast, but today I am because I don't believe that I'm actually selling a product. I'm answering questions that keep getting asked to me and explaining the course because it's all there. And if you feel like your $500 is going to make me rich and that's all I'm interested in, then you haven't listened to the other 166 podcasts, because the amount of information we give and the amount of answers to questions that we give and the amount of help that we give, you missed it.
Mm-hmm. Well, people buy houses just off the podcast, but they're a little gutsier and maybe have a sales background or some real estate background. But for regular guys, which is like me, you need a little help, like the video, written down list of things to do, the script.
It is step by step. It is designed that you watch a couple videos, you go do it, you come back, watch a couple more videos, you go do it. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, you'll know how to do it. And like anything else, I mean, think of it this way. Before you had your driver's license in your car, how did you go to the grocery store? It was annoying, right? You had to get a ride. Somebody had to help you. You had to take a bus, right? You go through the aggravation of getting a driver's license, taking the test, doing the studying, doing all the work, and then go through the aggravation of finding a car, getting car insurance, getting registered. But now you have all that. Now that you went through all that work, You want to go to the grocery store, you jump in your car, and 10 minutes later you're there. It's easy. That's what this is like. You're going to go through the aggravation of, taking the driver's test, buying the car, doing the insurance. That's like the course. You do it a couple times. You go through the system a couple times, buy a couple houses, learn your lessons, and then after a while, it's like, oh, I want to go to the grocery store. Oh, I need $3,000. Oh, I need $5,000. Oh, I'll just go do this. And it becomes like second nature.
Yeah. See, people want their freedom.
Yeah.
And you can get it, but you got to work for it.
Yep. So, at the end of the day, all you need to do is go to flippinghousesforrookies.com, click on the link on the top that says courses, and there's a video there. It's not some long sales page. It's actually a bunch of testimonials of people that did the course, and there is a video there where I actually walk you through the course. On a screen share, I take you through the course and I show you exactly what's inside the course, so you know what you're buying before you get it. And there you go. Last thing I want to say before we go is I really, really want to help you. For real. And this course does it. The best way that I can do it. I could get on the phone, I could coach you, I could this, I could that. This does the most amount of help for the least amount of effort and the least amount of money. It is the leverage point that will get you out of the trap and will get you enough income that you can do something with it. It's no joke. Before we go, I'm going to beg, I'm going to borrow, I'm going to plead, and I might even bribe you. No, I'm not going to do that part. To please go leave us a review. We spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources to be able to make sure we help all of our listeners, as we keep talking about. And if you're not going to go buy something from us, which is totally fine, at least give us a review. Good, bad, or indifferent. We read them all. Even if it's a bad review, we go and make changes. I mean, lately I've been getting reviews mostly on the length of the podcast. I've had more people send me support tickets telling me, I like the new model, the longer podcast. You give us more data. We love it.
They like the longer one.
They like the longer one.
Wow.
I was told that they liked, because people drive back and forth to work. It's only 30 minutes. They should be shorter. We tried shorter podcasts, and I keep track because you manage what you measure. So I manage this. I measure the statistics, and the 30-minute podcast had less downloads.
Okay.
So people want to hear. Definitely the ones that are trying to learn something. They don't want the shorted version.
Bill, I think I got it. 30 minutes is a sitcom.
There you go.
An hour and 15, an hour and a half is a frickin' movie.
Yeah. There you go. A frickin' movie.
Frickin' movie.
Is it a horror movie?
Bill. It's Bill and Pete's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, here we go. We're back to that. We're trying to name a new business, and that's what he wants to name the business. We're trying to set up a new LLC for some properties, and he wants to name it that.
Send us your suggestions for a name for a new LLC. For Bill and Pete.
Please go give us a review. If you go to flippinghousesforrookies.com, top right-hand corner, you can see there's links up there. One of them is for the says courses. You can go find the How to Buy a Real Estate Without a Loan course there. Another link on the top says podcast. If you click on the podcast, on the right-hand side it says give us a review. There's a link there. Or if you just want to send us some sort of feedback or anything like that, you can go to the top right-hand corner and it says contact us. There's also a link there that says what others say.
Proof it works.
Huh?
Proof it works.
Oh, Proof It Works. I'm sorry. It says Proof It Works. If you click on the Proof It Works, we actually have special software that you can click on, and you can either do a video, a testimonial video, and it shows right up on the site, so we don't have to do anything. So you can actually click on a button. Because if you listen to podcasts and want to give us like reviews, do a video for us. Just go to flippinghousesforrookies.com, top right hand side, Proof It Works, and you can leave a testimonial. Or if you don't want to do a video, you can write it, or you can do an audio. All three. And this software, you just click on it and you just choose what you want to do, and as soon as you're done, you hit good, and it goes right on the website, and it's freaking awesome. We had to dig around to get software to be able to do that. But we have people that leave testimonials on there all the time. With that said, Next week, I'm going to blow your hair back. Over and out.
Thanks for tuning in to the hottest real estate topics on the planet with Bill and Pete. If you want to continue learning how to buy and sell real estate without money or credit, head over to flippinghouses.club for some cutting-edge real estate wealth tools. Or contact us at info@flippinghouses.club.